Well, good morning. This is Grandpa Jim from Grandpa Jim's Garden Tips. Now, today we're going to be planting peppers. Now, there's different kinds of peppers, of course. There's the bell peppers that we see, the kind that you stuff. There's green ones, and when they ripen a little bit more, you will get red ones, yellow ones, orange ones, different kinds of bell peppers. They're always sweet. And then we're going to be showing you today a couple new varieties. A lot of folks love to have hot pepper sauce and whatever, and there are hot peppers that certainly you can grow and make your own sauce, or just use them to chop them up to put them into different dishes if you like hot peppers. Now, I like hot sauce, but when it comes to fresh out of the garden, I'm not always big on just how hot they are. Or let's say you like peppers, you like the flavor of a jalapeno, but you turn around and they're too hot. You just can't handle that. So I'm going to show you a couple a couple varieties that I got from Baker Creek, and what we have here, and then also from Seeds and Such. But we are actually going to have a couple varieties of hot peppers that have no heat. So they have hot pepper taste, no heat. So anyway, the first one that I have here, this is one called Habanada. It's from Baker Creek. You go, oh, that looks like a hot pepper. That's a habanero. Well, it is, but it has the fruity taste of your habanero without the heat. So for you that want to try different flavors, different tastes, these are very high in vitamin C, higher than many others. The other ones we're going to be growing today is one that's called Felicity. It is a mild, and it's from Seeds and Such, it is a mild jalapeno. So if you say, well, I love jalapenos or jalapeno poppers, but I just can't handle the heat, here's the one for you. Now, the last one I'm going to grow, that's our main crop. And this is going to be probably one of the rarest exceptions that I can possibly do. You know, I like open pollinated, non-GMO, ones that have not been grown with chemicals, in other words, organic. And this one fits a couple of those. This is organic, and these are not GMO. It's an older variety that's been around for a while, but it is a hybrid. And it's Big Bertha. And Big Bertha peppers are a big green bell pepper. They yield like crazy. They get huge. Many are big as your hand, and they're a great big bell. Awesome for stuffing. Also provide you with a lot of peppers that you can chop up and freeze or dehydrate, whatever works best for you. Now you say, well, why are you using a hybrid when there's other open pollinated ones out there? And there are. And they do pretty good. From my experience, I never get the yield that I really need. For us, we usually grow 40 to 48 plants. It will provide you with all the peppers you can use in the summer, and then many that you can save a little later. Again, only buy ones that are organically grown. These are not GMO. These are old enough that they're kind of pre-GMO time. So anyway, we're going to be growing these this morning, or planting these this morning, and I'm going to show you how you start them inside. Peppers require a long time to mature, and again, right now we are in the middle of March. It takes about 8 weeks before they're ready to go out in the garden. What I do is I do plant them in these flats. But as they get bigger, they're going to grow bigger and bigger. I will replant them in a larger pot. I use the little red plastic cups, the Dixie cups or the red plastic ones, punch a hole in the bottom, and I transplant them into that. And peppers don't like cold, so don't rush the season. We're starting here March 15th. The earliest I could probably put these out would be mid-May here in Ohio. Now, if you say, well, I live in Virginia or I live in Texas, what you can do if you go online, look up the growing zone map, and it will show a map of the United States, and it will show you what zone you live in. And I believe here in Ohio, we're in zone 6A, and it will tell you that your last frost is generally, if you can believe it, May 15th. I usually wait another week unless the weather report says it's going to be hot for the next week or two. Then I go ahead and plant them out. There is no advantage to planting your peppers out earlier than that. One, they don't grow when it's cold, and two, the frost gets to them and it can damage them or even kill them. So these you can grow in flats, under lights, if you have a really sunny window that's just, the sun beats in all the time. You can grow them that way, keeping in mind that, say, like it is here in Ohio, it's cloudy, seems like 2/3 of the time. So I would recommend you doing that. Or, of course, you can always go and buy yours. But you will never get the varieties and different types by buying them out. There's only going to be a few of the same ones all the time. And generally, a lot of them are going to be hybrids as well. So what we're going to do here with the peppers is we will open this package of Big Berthas, and once we get this open, and then what I try to do, and let me show you the pepper seed. You'll see it here. It's here's your pepper seed. And you might also keep in mind that you can save the seed of open pollinated plants, but not of the hybrids, because if you replant the seeds, you have no idea what you're going to get. To make a hybrid, they take a couple different kinds and grow them and mix them, so you can't redo those. So this is the one rare exception that just for our needs, in case that's what we do. So what we do then is you have your plat, and what I would do, peppers germinate pretty well, so I would put 2 seeds per cell. And you can see here we're just putting 2 in, because quite frankly, peppers do well, and they're rather expensive, so you want to spread them out to get as many plants as you want. And we're going to be planting different kinds today, but I'm going to demonstrate just this one kind. They're all the same. One little thing that you might want to remember, they take a while to germinate. Don't get discouraged if 2 weeks later they haven't come up. They will. In most cases, they're going to come up. And what I do with, and another thing keep in mind also is that hot peppers take longer to come up than bell peppers. So if you say, oh gosh, my bell peppers are coming up, but the others aren't, don't give up on them yet. It takes them a while. So you see here, I put them on the soil, and then I just push them down, not very far, maybe, I'd say 1/4 of an inch. Just push them down nicely and make a little depression for them to sit in. Then, so I make sure everything gets watered well. I do use a dollar spray bottle from the dollar store. And then we take a little bit and just cover them. Probably 1/4 inch is more than enough, if even that, 1/8 to 1/4. As you can see here, we're just covering them with the same mix we have here, except we're just covering them. Then I lightly tap them down. Again, we water these. Everything else has already been pre-watered. And then all we have to do is mark our label, which I've already done, and stick it into that flat. So we know these 6 in this cell are Big Berthas. Now, again, the best time if you're in central Ohio and a big part of the central United States, May 15th is when you should set them out. So we are at March 15th right now in Ohio. May 15th is supposedly the safe date. So we don't put them out. Now, prior to setting them out, you're going to have days in early May and even late April where it's quite warm. Set them out for a couple days where it's a little more shady, and then if it continues to be warm, you can set them out in the sun and then bring them in at nighttime, because nighttime's too cold. So that's kind of dependent on the weather. And again, the other thing we remember, as these are growing, when they get to be, say, 3 inches high, transplant them into a larger container. Again, we use the red Solo cups, I think is what the brand is, and punch a hole in the bottom and then plant them in that. That gives them the opportunity to have big roots. If you just left them in here, they'll look good on top, but underneath those roots are going to be all balled up and tight and root bound. And you don't want that. You want nice, healthy roots. And so that's all you have to do. And after you put them out, peppers are pretty resistant. We don't have a bug problem hardly at all. We really don't even have a disease problem where we grow them. Again, the Big Berthas were bred not only for big yield, but they also do have some immunity to some of the fungal diseases that might affect some peppers. So, plant them out there, grow them, grow different kinds. If you like hot, there are just hundreds of kinds of hot peppers and sweet peppers and little bells, big bells, Hungarian wax. There's many kinds to choose from. So I would recommend you can go to the store and find some different varieties. Unfortunately, most are going to be all hybrids, but not necessarily. Or go to Baker Creek or Seeds and such. Those definitely will have the seeds that you need. It's not too late to plant. Most of these seed companies, if you order within a week, you'll have your seeds. So I encourage you to grow your own peppers. They're healthy, they're delicious, and I'm looking forward to some of my mild hot peppers, if that's such a thing, and we're looking forward to that. So have fun. Again, peppers can be grown in a pot, by the way. If you want to grow them in a pot, put them in a big pot, or even a 2.5, 3 gallon bucket. We have 5 gallon buckets here. We just have a bunch of them. That's what I grow them in. So this is Grandpa Jim with Grandpa Jim's Gardening Tips. If you have any questions, need any advice, I'll do my best to get you the information that you need. If I don't know it, I'll try to find it for you. So again, happy gardening, and get out there and get some fresh air.